it's not one thing, it's another. Can you believe this?
There is a mayor that's in California over one of the cities, and she's actually a Chinese spy. She's been a spy all of this time. Now, we need to talk about this in this video because clearly the Chinese have infiltrated America. And if there's just one or two spies, because actually her fiance was arrested a little bit earlier, are there like dozens and dozens more all across California, leading into Nevada, perhaps Oklahoma, Washington? Like, are there just Chinese spies all over America? Because let's remember, we are in the middle of the Iran-America war. We're also in the middle of President Donald Trump going over to speak with Xi Jinping. If I'm saying his name correctly, I'm really trying, okay? But Mr. Trump, our president, is about to go speak to the Chinese president about trade deals. But the US has also just found out that this lady has been spying. Now, here's the thing. Reports are saying that she's actually been spying for a while, and she has this website that she would report to the Chinese government. On this website, she would insert information about America and China, and then also do pro-Chinese propaganda to her counterparts in California. So perhaps that could have looked like lobbying for pro-China industries, or lobbying for their president, or lobbying for people to be more supportive of China rather than adversaries of China. But listen, her fiance was arrested late 2025, just about 6 months ago, maybe even less. And so he's already potentially in jail, or he could be facing trial for whatever. But she is now potentially going to face 10 years in jail. Leave a comment down below if this is shocking to you. Leave a comment down below if you think that this is not the end and she is just one of many Chinese spies that have infiltrated. And remember, this is the mayor of one of the cities in California. This isn't like somebody that's just like working in data science at Apple, or they're just like a tech person that kind of, you forget about them. This is a prominent political position. So the Chinese spies have found a way to infiltrate, not just get into America and to be in American systems, but to get in political power.
Yeah, I believe it's way more. The foundation of America, but root of America is not good. It's corruption. So I'm pretty sure when people be in those positions of power, they can pay people off. They can, of course, we hear it just with other nations when, just say children goes to school and their parents might pay through their whole college and stuff just so they can get, good grades and things like that. So at the top now, the mayor, even in New York, they're talking about that mayor was doing a lot of fraud and schemes and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised. This is why we say, when you're looking at history of America, the root, the foundation, is corruption. It's evil. So, I would not be surprised if more cities start to come out with mayors saying that they're spies, or, corruption, fraud, and scams and things like that. So, yeah.
Yes. Now, this article is actually from the United States Attorney Office, the Central District of California, justice.gov. It's a press release. Arcadia Mayor federally charged with acting as a legal agent of the People's Republic of China, dated Monday, May 11th, 2026. This is in Los Angeles. The mayor of Arcadia has been charged in federal court with acting as an illegal agent of the People's Republic of China, the PRC, the Justice Department announced today. Eileen Wang, who is 58, wow, I wonder how long she's been an agent, is charged via information with one count of acting in the United States as an illegal agent of a foreign government. In a related filing, Wang has agreed to plead guilty to the felony count, which comes with the statutory maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison. So she decided, I'm obviously a spy, I should just plead guilty. They probably worked out some type of deal and got it to be 10 years instead of 15 or 20 or something worse, right? So Wang was elected in November 2022 to the Arcadia City Council.
Good time.
A 5-person governing body from which the mayor is selected on a rotating basis. Individuals in our country who covertly do the bidding of foreign governments undermine our democracy, says the first assistant United States Attorney, Ben Eseli. The plea agreement is the latest success in our determination to defend the homeland against China's efforts to corrupt our institutions. So if you want to read the full article, I will leave it down below because that's going to be a good article for you to check out. But very clearly, like you were saying, the U.S. is infiltrated. The U.S. is probably infiltrated with more than just Chinese spies, probably Vietnamese spies, North Korean spies. It's probably, Russian spies, every spy. Because America's a mixing pot, and it's very difficult to figure out who's who, especially in a state like California. See, we grew up in Ohio. Ohio is very much just black and white. Like, you don't see much else other than that. But California, you have this mix and diversity of all these people, and so many people that cross the border in 2022 that you just don't know what's what in places like California, New York City, Miami, Florida. These are cities that are super, super diverse, and there's good to that, but there's also risk to that as well.
But that's America. That's America. They invite immigrants over. So true America is not true America. So they've been doing this since the early 1900s. Think about that. They just been inviting
Irish
other
immigrants,
nations. So
German immigrants.
That's nothing new.
Jewish
immigrants.
Nothing
new. It's nothing new. So it's just, just a part of the bigger fall of Babylon. So you just have to consider that. For me, I would say don't be distracted. It's probably a lot of things that's going on with Trump and the Chinese prime minister or president with their negotiations and stuff. So I believe that's going to be a big deal. So just don't be distracted of everything getting thrown in your face. But I believe this here it's a sign saying, hey, there's spies and that is in position of power. You get what I'm saying? So that should tell you something. Like, that should tell you a lot right there. America
is infiltrated.
Yeah, that's wild.
So you might as well, cut your losses, move abroad, go somewhere in the global south that's low-key, chill, where you just kind of get forgotten about, because they're probably going to continue to infiltrate America as well. With all of the geopolitical tensions, this is like the prime time where it's like advantageous for them to try and get in, but President Donald Trump is making that very much more difficult than in previous seasons. It's 2026. She came in 2022, and so it's harder for these foreigners to come in. But potentially, I would say probably the foreigner that could find the easiest time coming in is probably going to be somebody who is Chinese, especially if they're heading to the West Coast. So I think that's it for this video. Shalom, shalom. Make sure you check out the link in the description, because we have the urgent state of the diaspora. You see all of these changes happening. This is not a coincidence. And if you have been looking at moving to Africa, traveling Africa, trying to see, okay, which is the best long-term residency for me? What bank accounts do I need to open in America before leaving? What do I need to take of in the United States of America before traveling to Africa? Because despite what many people think, your move abroad is determined by the actions you are taking right now while you are in the United States, instead of just hopping over without a plan, without a strategy, without finances, without stability, without a long-term plan for your success. So join us in the State of the Diaspora. There are a couple spots left. Link in the description, May 17th, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, guys. Even the other day, I was talking to someone that's been here in Africa for years, and they didn't even know about 10-year residencies. So it is important to, talk to people that, like us, that really do the research and really do the footwork to give you guys this information. Because I was shocked. I was like, you didn't know this? He said, no, I didn't. And I'm like, wow, okay, you've been here a while, and, you choose good countries, but I would say this is probably the best country. So it is important to get the information before it's too late, because things are changing fast, as we see. But, just stay up on it, stay focused, and you can do it. So all praises. We'll talk to you in the next video. Shalom.
Shalom.